So what is going on, guys? It's Triple G here, back with another Borderlands 3 video, and in today's video it is the much requested Iron Cub build. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel or join us over on Twitch. We stream 5 times a week, and otherwise let's get straight into this video. So the way that this build is going to work is where we're going to have permanent Iron Bear, but it's going to be permanent Iron Bear by us instantaneously getting our action skill back when it's on cooldown by using a certain class mod. So as you can see from the footage here, there are times when we are without our Iron Cub for a brief couple of seconds, but the second we start shooting somebody and we start putting a status effect on an enemy, we instantly get our Iron Cub back, and therefore our action skill and anointment is active, and the anointment being 150% weapon damage in addition to any other passes that we have. So as you can see, we pack a decent punch. Iron Cub can be a little bit temperamental sometimes who you want to shoot, but it is an Iron Cub build, so you should know that when you're actually doing this build. So let's get into the skill tree. So first of all, let's start with the pumpkin spice tree, and we're going to be going down to experimental munitions. The reason we're going to be doing that is because we're going to be wanting the railgun. Now the railguns, particularly the shock railgun, is really important here, because Iron Cub can be a little bit temperamental when who she's shooting at. Now capacitive armature also does this shock damage around enemies and around yourself as well, which does a considerable amount of damage. So you're going to pick up some kills from enemies that you wouldn't necessarily get if you were using the Vanquisher pods. Then onto the green tree, we're going to be going down until Specialist Bear here. Now this isn't a bottomless mags build, so you are going to reload and are going to use some ammo. We do have redistribution to get a little bit back, but the mainstays here is we're going to get Scrappy, click, and we're going to get Cloud of Lead. Then the purple tree, we're only going down to here for the purple tree. I would have liked to get to feature Creep, which gives us a little bit more damage, but we don't really need that. Iron Cub is a supplementary build, so Iron Cub's going to be going around picking off enemies and doing damage to people, but you're going to be receiving that 150% weapon damage buff all the time. So whilst it would have been nice to get this, we haven't got it. Then we have just got things to keep the fuel up for Iron Cub, so we're going to get it straight away back, but we are going to want some damage. Really critical here is this, the status effect chance. The damage isn't too bothered, but the chance is very important. And why that's important is because of the class mod. So we're going to be using an Eternal Flame here. I have one that's really nice for the OPQ. Just bear in mind, I keep killing myself with the OPQ. You can use some mainstays like the Light Show, any other meta weapons here. You can kind of do what you want with this build, because you're going to get just a flat 150% damage from the anointment. So as you can see here, Iron Cub active, 150% weapon damage. And as I said before, we're going to get our Iron Bear or Iron Cub back instantaneously. So there are no worries there whatsoever. In terms of shield, I still like to go for the Revolter. Now, our Iron Cub's going to be up for a long time, so there are going to be times when we do actually lose the bonus that comes with the Revolter. However, the upside of just having the Revolter anyway is that when you do break shield, which happens a decent amount on Moze, you are going to get the extra damage as well. Feel free to swap this out for a plus ultra if you just want survivability, or an old god with a particular element, maybe shock, so that you can get that ended bonus. Then I have a CMT here. The grenade really doesn't matter. Whatever you want. A status effect grenade will be really good here, like the Hex as well. That will bring our Iron Cub back a little bit faster. Then the primary source of healing. Now this is an icebreaker auto idle, but you only want the auto idle part really. So I have pistol, shock damage, and magazine size, which will be really nice for something like a Light Show, a Unkempt Herald, prompt critical, that kind of thing. But the really important thing is the auto idle. This is going to be the primary way that we are going to heal. As you saw from the blue tree, we're only putting a couple of points into Vampire, and I don't like to rely just on Vampire, so auto idle is going to supplement that really nicely. Finally, we touched on it earlier, is the Eternal Flame. So whenever Moze ignites an enemy, which is a status effect chance, she has a 15% chance to reset her action skills. This goes off like crazy. You will instantaneously get your action skill back really fast. In terms of the gameplay loop, it's really simple. Deploy Iron Cub and then forget about it. You know, if it gets kills, great. It'll do a decent amount of damage, as you can see from the Valkyries. It will do tons of damage, and that will chain through to other enemies if you're using the shock railguns as well. But just kind of forget about it. Just play. You've got more than enough gun damage with the anointment, and then any kills that the Cub get is just a bonus. Guys, that is it for today's video. If you have enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel or join us over on Twitch. We stream 5 times a week, and otherwise I'll catch you on the flip.